Hey guys, welcome back to, what is this game? Farming Simulator 15 with me, Bradham73. I'm sorry, guys, I know, a lot of you who watch my, my channel seriously, consecutively, you guys know what's been going on lately. My father, I found, on, December 12th. He passed away peacefully, thankfully, and you know, I haven't really touched a computer in the last week. It's been pretty tough. You know, I'm an only child, so you know, I don't have any brothers and sisters to console in, and my mother, you know, I kind of have a complicated relationship with my mother. I love my mother. Let me start off by saying that right now. I love my mom, but you know, we have our disagreements and our agreements, I guess, and you know, we kind of get on each other's nerves sometimes, I think. And so anyway, you know, she's really done, you know, an awesome job, you know, just trying to, like, be there for me and, you know, help me through all of this, because, you know, it's not just like I'm losing a parent. You know, there's more. There's, you know, business stuff, you know, that goes on after the person is deceased that is kind of like a cornucopia of confusion. And, you know, I'm not used to dealing with that kind of stuff. You know, my dad has been like a rock. He has been a pillar throughout my life, and the fact that he's gone and that I'm never going to see him again just totally sucks. And you know, nobody can prepare you for it. You know, I've you know, people, even I'm saying this to you guys, but like, truly, there's no way to prepare for something. And I will tell you right now, honestly, for the last several years, my dad's health has been declining. He had COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, and it's basically a disease which can be caused by smoking. It can be caused by lung damage due to exposure to, you know, different types of chemicals in the air. You know, he did work in a factory for over 32 years. Actually over, you know, 35 years, or no, 37 years. And then before that, he was on a submarine for, you know, 4.5, 5 years, something like that. So, it was, you know, nobody can prepare you, though, regardless of what the circumstances are, you know, to lose a parent. And, you know, maybe you're estranged from your parent, and maybe, you know, you're a little bit indifferent. But my dad and I, you know, we were really like best friends. I mean, we were really, really super close. And I'm trying to figure out what I need to do here. My dad and I were really super close. You know, we were always, you know, I was always sending him emails about the Millennium Falcon. You know, my dad and I, we had a lot of similar interests. You know, science and technology and computers and cameras and, you know, maybe model making to a little bit. He wasn't really into that so much, but, you know, he enjoyed, you know, when I was a kid, he would enjoy, you know, seeing my models, and, you know, would ask about, you know, my Millennium Falcon build and things like that. And you know, so I always talked to him every couple days, and the last time I spoke with him was by phone, the Thursday before, you know, I found him. And, you know, we were talking about, you know, I asked, you know, are you going to come, because he would usually come over to my house for dinner, or we would go out usually, instead of eating here. But and he'd come over, and we'd go out to dinner somewhere, and he just said he wasn't feeling too well, and he'd been kind of sick previous to that, but that's the last time I talked to him, and I totally lost my train of thought, which is probably going to happen a lot. It just really freaking sucks. It's been a hard week. Yesterday on December 19th was my father's funeral and memorial. Mainly just like a memorial to him, and a chance for family members to come together and talk and see each other, and I have to say, I've gone through my share of funerals. My grandmother on my mom's side of the family, my grandfather on my mom's side of the family, he passed away many years before I was born. Both of my grandparents from my dad's side of the family. My father's youngest sister passed away earlier this year, also of complications from COPD. My mother's last remaining sibling also passed away back in August. So 2015 has not been a good year for either side of the family, or for me, because it's people die. It's sad. It's there's death is typically not a very happy subject. And I've tried to remain upbeat as much as possible through all this. I hope that I'm not deluding myself. I know my dad wouldn't want that, but at the same time, my dad, always was like, oh, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. And, then you can't help but run all of the what-if scenarios through your head. Well, when I talked to him the Monday before he passed away, and I said, you really should go to the doctor. You should, get a checkup. And of course, Dad wasn't really very trusting of doctors. But I told him, I was like, this could be the end of you. And I say, I look now, or I think now, like, what if I would have, been more, not forceful, but more demanding about him going to the doctor. What if I had done that, and maybe he got better? But then I look at the flip side, and I said, well, what if I was more demanding, and I went over there and I kind of just said, we're going to the doctor whether you like it or not, and got him in the car and took him to the doctor, and then he would have died anyway. Let's say he had some kind of other complication which also resulted in his death. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to send the train off here, but and I'm sorry to talk about all this stuff. I know it's kind of depressing, but I need to get it off my chest for you guys, And so I look back and I'm like, well, if I would have been more demanding that he do that. I don't have a loan. Okay. I'm trying to remember. It's been over a week since I played this last, and I'm trying to remember like where I sold what and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of driving around here aimlessly. Let's go back over here. So that it's kind of like I'm trying not to woulda, shoulda, coulda myself, and my cousin even told me, he's like, you're gonna have the desire to do that, and do your best not to, because it's irrelevant. It doesn't mean anything. What's done is done. We can't change it. We can't go back in time. I'm never gonna talk to my dad again. Never. Unless there is some life or something else beyond this life, I will never see my dad again. I will never get to talk to him. I'll never be able to pick up the phone and ask how his day was, or ask him for advice about something. um, I'll never be able to do those things, and that's really the part that hurts the most, and it's tough. It's tough. I've definitely done my fair share of crying. I was trying to even remember the last time I cried before this, and I'll be honest. I cried like a little baby. It just sucks so bad because my dad and I, we were like best friends. We really were. Like I said before, we had so much in common. We talked all the time. At least 2 or 3, at the very least 2 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes a couple times a day. I always checked in on him and tried to make sure that he was okay and comfortable and got had everything he needed. And he was a very independent person, and he just didn't want me to worry about him. I said before, he was always like, "Oh, don't worry about me," but there's been a lot of, I'll say, anxiety over the last couple of years, and I'm talking about legitimate, like, anxiety, almost to the point of having like a panic attack because I worry about I would worry about him even though he tells me not to. And it's tough not to worry or care. And maybe worrying and caring are 2 different things. I don't really know. But, it really was. It's kind of debilitating to a lot of degrees to have that kind of worry in your life, or my life at least. And, now it's like a lot of that is lifted. A lot of that anxiety and worry and stress from all of that, has been lifted. Like I can tell, already that's been lifted, and I mean that's a good thing. And I try to remain positive or think about the positive things, the positive changes, and not so much the negative ones. And so that's kind of helped, keep me strong and keep me sane. And, what else can I say? I just, it's just part of life. I just have to keep going and remember all the good times and the bad times, learn from those bad times. But I'm never going to forget my dad. He was such an awesome guy. And I'm sure that over the course of, even the channel just in general, I'm never going to stop, telling stories about how awesome my dad was. Because, he was just a great guy. And, it's just, I'm going to miss him so much. And I'm also thankful to all of you guys, all of the fans who've taken the time to post a message. I made a video, and I can't even remember now. I don't know if it was the night my dad died or the night after he died. Just this whole past week is really blurred. It's just kind of all just blended together in a way, and I'm going to try to get back into doing videos regularly. It is tough. It is very difficult. But he would want me to continue on, I think. Actually, I know he would. He wouldn't want me to worry about him. He would want me to go on with my life, and that's what I'm going to do to the best that the best of my abilities, the best that I can, and in that way, I will honor him, and hopefully he's up there somewhere, But I want to thank all of you guys for taking the time. Everybody who took the time, to like that video and to leave a comment, or people have sent me messages through Facebook and other places too. It's just, I've been really overwhelmed. I think the last time I checked, I had it was well over 300 messages, like 330 or 350 or something like that. Um, and people were sending me messages so quickly, like I literally I could not answer them quick. I couldn't answer them fast enough. I just couldn't. And but I want to thank you for all those messages, because your kind words have really meant a lot to me. And and through me, I'm glad that my dad was somehow able to touch your lives as well. And and I'm going to share things about him. I'm going to share stories about him, and maybe the good and the bad, so that he kind of lives on, in my heart, in my memory. And of course he always will, whether I talk about him or not. But my dad was the kind of person, he was very reserved. He was a very private person. Some would say even reclusive, because he didn't like being the center of attention. He didn't, he would probably hate the fact that I'm talking about him right now, because he'd be afraid like the NSA would come and get me or something like that. But truthfully, he wouldn't. He didn't like being the center of attention. And but I for once I want him to be the center of attention, and or at least a part of that attention. So I'll be telling stories about him, and just trying to remember the good things, and in that way, he will continue to live on. So I thank you guys for listening so much. I know I'm just kind of boring driving around, not really doing too much in this episode, but it does mean a lot that you guys listen. And this last week, it's just been so tough, and I'm just trying to get back into my normal routine. Now that my dad's funeral is over, I have his ashes. His ashes are right here in the same room that I'm sitting at. I can almost reach up and touch them from where I'm sitting. The U.S. Navy. My dad was a United States Navy veteran. He was an electrician in the submarine service. He served on 2 submarines during his service to the United States. And the U.S. Navy sent out some men, like the honor guard for him, and they played taps, and they came and they folded the United States flag and presented it to me. That was really the part that really kind of like hit me, because like I've always been proud of my dad, but the fact that those guys came out and showed him that kind of honor, it just blew me away. I've never been so proud of my dad. I really haven't. And I don't think that he would have wanted me to do like a military memorial service like that, but I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that they came out after our service was concluded. They did their thing, and I'll try to post some pictures of his flag. I have to get the case for it, but I'll do that. I'll post that to my Facebook page when I get it. And it's gonna look so nice, and I'm so proud that my dad served in the U.S. Armed Forces, and I'll even tell you some stories, in future videos. I'll be telling you some stories about, that he told me about when he was in the submarine service. So, really great stories. Trust me. Pretty cool stuff. My dad did some really freaking cool things. So, yeah, there's that. So, anyway, I'm just sitting here blabbering on. Not really blabbering, but, sharing my feelings with you guys. A lot of YouTubers don't do that, and some do. But I wanted to be the one, one of the ones that does. and and just so that you guys know like what it's like, what I'm going through, because even if you have lost a parent, you know what I'm going through. If you haven't lost a parent, and you try to imagine it, there's nothing. There's no words that can comfort you. There's no. I mean, I take that back. There are words that can comfort you, because, and I say that now, I have learned that, so many of you, and as I said before, so many of you took the time to send me messages, kind messages, about, your condolences or your experiences with, family members that have passed away, and that really meant a lot to me. It really did. It sounds silly, but no. In fact, I was quite humbled at the response I got from you guys. It's just awesome, and I want to thank all you guys for that. But I mean, it's so hard. It just really is. But I am going to be powering through, and trying to keep things positive. Especially about my dad, and hopefully you understand, that it's going to be tough the next few months, I'm sure, as I kind of adjust. But you guys, you'll be here, you'll be with me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. So, with all of that said, we are going to forge on. Forge on? I don't know. We're going to continue on playing some farming simulators. So we'll do that for the rest of the episode. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for listening. It definitely means a lot. And I can just sit here and just be like, thank you guys, thank you so much, thank you, and it wouldn't be enough. So. I just will shut up and stop saying thank you every 5 seconds. Let's see here. What do we need to sell, by the way? What do we sell? I don't remember. We need to plant some barley, which I'm going to do right meow. Wait. Okay, so he's planting barley. Good. Alright, so I got barley. Good garly, Miss Barley. I probably shouldn't be planting this late at night, because then in the next episode, it's gonna be all dark and stuff. I'll have to switch out my growth rate or something. I don't know. Yeah, this week has been an incredibly sleepless week for obvious reasons. I've been pretty groggy, honestly. Like I've not really been myself. Actually, wait a second. Let's start back here. Another new thing, and I'm not sure if I really talked about this too much before my dad passed, but I've been looking at a new car lately. I've been looking for a new car for a while, and my mom's been bugging me. She'd been bugging me for a while about buying a new car and looking for something, and she'd be like, "Oh, I saw an ad in the paper for this car, or that car," and she's like, what car would you want? Well, I have an Audi. I have an Audi A6. And a quick story about the Audi. I used to date a girl from Germany, and I went to Germany a couple times a year. And when I would go over, I would typically get a rental car. Now, generally I would get a Skoda. It's spelled Skoda. It's a car that's not available in the United States or Canada, or I don't really know how far the reach of Skoda goes, but I believe they're made in the Czech Republic. I think they're owned by VW now. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I would typically get a Skoda, and they were fine cars. There was a nice car, and they, sped up when I hit the gas pedal, and it slowed down when I hit the brakes. But one time I got over there, and they're like, "I'm sorry, we don't have your car available." So they upgraded me to an Audi. Now this thing, it was a 1.8 liter turbocharged diesel. And of course, this is back in like 2002 or something like that. I've never driven a diesel before. And I'm just like, okay. So they gave me the keys, and I go out to the parking lot, and I've got, keyless entry. And I think that's the first time No, it wasn't the first time my Jeep had keyless entry. But, so I'm driving around, or walking around, actually. And I hit the unlock button, and the lock button, and the unlock button, just, so I can tell which car is which. And I finally find it, and it's like it's a Audi A4 station wagon, or they call it the Avant. And I was like, oh man, like this little station wagon that's a diesel, this thing's gonna suck, right? Oh no. I got that thing up to 155 miles per hour on the Autobahn, and I loved every minute of it. And on top of that, I felt very safe in the car. It really did feel like a safe car. And so when I came back, I started looking and had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I eventually found a really nice A6, which I still have to this day. It's actually a 1999. I bought it used in the summer of 2003, and I've had it ever since. So it's got some battle scars. It definitely has a few rust spots. The driver's seat leather needs to be replaced. It's got a few tears in it, and stuff. So it's just like my mom's like, "You gotta get a new car. This is getting ridiculous." So, the week before my dad passed away, just a few days before he passed away, I made an offer on a new car. And the dealership, they were like, no, it's too low. I was like, oh man, okay. And so I came back, so they gave me a counter offer, and then, I was just like, I don't know. And the last time I talked to my dad, he's, like, hey, did you buy that car yet? I think he was kind of excited for me, to buy a new car. And so, this week I made the decision that, well, I didn't make the decision. Life makes the decision. Life goes on. And I called them up, and I made them another serious offer. I said, look, if you guys can do this price, I'll go have a check cut. I'll have it over there, and we'll do business. And we were able to reach an agreement. And so I bought a new car, and it's not brand new, but it's new for me. It's a 2010, so now I finally feel like I'm quite a bit more modernized. And it's a new Audi, or well, again, new for me. And one of the things that is bittersweet about it is, even though I know my dad would have wanted me to get that car, one of the things I was really looking forward to, and I actually had a dream about this. I actually had a dream, and it could have been right around the time he died. I don't know. That I was, taking him a ride in my new car, and that's something I'll never be able to get to do. Really, when I brought my dad's ashes home from the funeral, I had him, in my new car, and I said to him, I said, Dad, at least I can finally give you a ride in my car, but it's just not the same, It would have been nice to, talk to him about it, and, share the excitement about it, and, it's just one thing that I'm never going to be able to do. And that's sad. It is, but, it, like, now when I get into, my car, it's just kind of like I feel like he's there in a way. I know that sounds probably kind of silly, but I just do. Anyway, I'm probably going to be talking about my dad a lot. I hope you guys understand, and you don't, like, unsubscribe or, like, you know, get mad at me every 5 seconds, because that's kind of how I'm going to cope with this. It really is. And so I know a lot of you guys are really accepting and understanding, and I just ask you to be for maybe the next few months. I don't know. We'll see. Everything will eventually get back to normal, but I'm still reeling from all this. It's such a surprise. And to those of you who really want to know what happened, again, my dad suffered from COPD. It's basically where your lungs' ability to absorb oxygen is extremely limited, and it's more than that, but that's part of it. And when I got to on the Saturday, on the 12th, I had a feeling that something was wrong. I called my dad. I couldn't get a hold of him. He wasn't calling me back, which is unusual for him. And so I got into the car, and I was really freaking out. I spoke before about anxiety and having panic attacks, and literally that is pretty much how I felt. And I'm driving over, I'm trying to call, I'm kind of going back and forth whether or not I should, call 911 to just, do a welfare check on him. I wasn't sure what to do. And I got to his house, and as I was driving there, my dad has this van. He's got a big Ford white Ford van, and I'm driving through his neighborhood, and I'm just praying. I'm like, please, let the van not be there. Hopefully he's out somewhere, get the grocery and forgot his phone or something. And when I came around the corner and I saw his van, my heart just sank. And it was really starting to get dark, and I couldn't see any lights on inside the house, which was also worrying. And I thought, well, maybe he's taking a shower, so I went behind the house to see if there were lights on in his bedroom, and there were not. I couldn't get in through his back door. It was just... I just knew that something was terribly wrong, and then I called the police, and they came, and they looked around the house, and eventually we made the decision to break the glass on the front storm door so that I could unlock the main door behind it, and they asked me to stay outside, and they went in, and a few minutes later they came out, and they told me that he was gone, and I broke down. It's really tough. It really is. But I asked him. I said, "How is he? Is he?" I wanted to make sure that he hadn't fallen or wasn't distressed in any way. And they said, it looked like he just fell asleep on the couch. My dad, didn't sleep in his bed. He slept on the couch. And, he just had his covers pulled up over him and had his hat on. Like, he'd wear this hat around the house, and I guess he had it kind of pulled down over his eyes a little bit. And I think what might have happened was that, as he slept, because of the COPD and his decreased lung function, that, you just start breathing more slowly and more slowly to the point where, you eventually just drift into a coma and drift away. And I guess as far as ways to go, if you had to choose a way to die, hopefully he wasn't aware of it. Hopefully he was in no pain or fear. My biggest point of anxiety over the last few years is that my dad would be in a hospital, or he would be compromised in a way where he couldn't get to the phone, or that he was afraid or fearful because he knew he was dying. I don't know. He seemed like he was okay, just a few days before then, and so it did. It really came to a big shock, and he lived to to be, 77 and a half. 77 and a half years is, it's not a bad run. A lot of people make it a little bit longer, and a lot of people, don't have the fortune to make it half that long. So he lived a good life, and I thought he would make it to. I thought he would make it a few more years, and so that really did come as a surprise. So, it just sucks. It's just one of those things that, I don't know. Well, let's try to concentrate more on Farming Simulator, and but that I just wanted to share, what happened with you, and it was hard, and that's in my past. I'll learn from it. I'll grow from it, and hopefully that strength and all of the things that my dad gave me in my life will continue to help me be a better person, and not only for my YouTube channel, but just in general. I want to be a good person, and I want to be open to everyone, and that's the way my dad was. He was a great guy. He didn't have he couldn't hold a grudge. It's just, he was just a really good guy, and I think the world is is a lesser place without him in it. At least it is for me. And if he is listening right now, he knows how much I love him. I know how much he loved me, and that's all I can really ask for, and that gives me great comfort. It really, really does. You guys don't have any idea how much. So yeah, this is kind of me talking about my dad episode of Farming Sim, I guess. And I thank you so much for listening. So anyway, on that note, so we're gonna get back to farming. What am I doing? I am planting stuff. What am I planting, by the way? I know I'm planting barley. Did I plant some fruit types? Okay, so I've got wheat here, barley here, and that's gotta go. Okay. All right. And I don't know how long I'm gonna go. Let's see here. I think we've got all the fertilizer in done. I'll just drive this guy back up. To the barn here, or well, to wherever I'm going to drop off this fertilizer. Yeah. Put them in here, I guess. There we go. I still don't think we've got any great demands. I mean, nothing's really changed since the last episode, other than my entire life. Thanks, Dad. But, yeah. Let's see. Well, I guess we could get these low. Oh my gosh. No. Yeah. Oh yeah, Star Wars came out this past week, right? Actually, just a few days ago. I have not seen it. I had kind of wanted to see if I could take Dad to see it, and now that won't be possible. But yeah, that came out. Everybody I talked to has loved it so far. There we go. Get the logs up to the front there. Yeah, literally I have not really heard a bad review about it so far, so that's good. That's a good sign. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll get to see it before Christmas. I kind of thought about going down and seeing it by myself tonight, but I kind of don't like, going by myself either. Kind of sad, but But I've gone to see movies by myself before. I'm not like opposed to doing that. So, all right, let's get up here. We got some logs to pick up here. I think, depending on how quickly we can make some money here. My next big purchase might actually be the Ponzi Scorpion. And then you guys can finally be like, thank you, Brad. You're finally not having to jump out and cut these trees down. Because I know how ridiculously exciting this part is. Actually, wait a second. He's done. Oh! And SES just said today, American Truck Simulator is being released on February 3rd of 2016. That's their official release date. As far as I can tell, it's a pretty solid date. They seem like they're, full speed ahead as far as that being like the official date that the game is going to be coming out. So that's awesome. Finally, we can stop wondering when American Truck Sim is going to come out. People have been asking me, "Oh, are you going to do a series?" Yes, I'm definitely going to do a series on it. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it'll be pretty cool. Hopefully it will feel as big as, like, the original Euro Truck. Hopefully. But we'll see. Come on, get in there. Get up on them in there. Right up our... Right them over there. Right them up there. Come on now. Come on now. Okay. Hey. Ah. Come on. There we go. Knock that in there a little bit. Okay. Ah. Okie day. I think when I come back from this, in the next episode, we'll probably, because I don't think I'm going to have enough time to sell the logs in this episode, honestly. I hope that I think I did a new courseplay route, like off screen, I don't know, before everything happened. I'll have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure I did, though. It's just, my memory has really been, dramatically affected by recent events. And it's really hard to kind of put, make sense of, like, the last week or two, which is, it sucks. It's absolutely sucks. I hope none of you guys ever have to go through it, even though I'm sure... we all do. We all go through it someday, unfortunately. But I just can't remember. Like, I was even trying to remember. It's like, what was I doing in the last episode? Fallout 4 is going to be like that too, because I'll have to go back and watch the episodes myself and be like, wait, what was I doing? Where was I going? So, but that'll be fun, you know, rediscovering these games, and all that good stuff. Wait a second. Yeah. Let's see how these guys are. Whoops. Unhire him and. Ah! There he goes. So these guys will be all finished. We got 2 seeders now. We're a little bit in the red, so borrow just a little bit more money. So now we're back in the green. And once we send these logs out, you know, we're definitely going to have to be back into the green for sure. Because we will have plenty of the monies. Yeah. Man, that's a long tree. I don't know. I don't think... let me look here really quick. Oh, we got about... I have a little less than 15 minutes left. Let's jump out. I don't think... we might have enough time to finish up these trees. We'll see. If I had the Ponzi Scorpion, yeah, definitely so, but... This is a little bit more difficult to use and stuff. See, we'll just see how far we can get and go with that. You know, I'm like really pumped for American Truck Sim now, though. It'll be pretty cool. It will be cool. And let's see, they billed me for my month 11 of my Millennium Falcon build. I'm not even sure if I have any of my month 10 videos up yet. Because, you know, I haven't really done anything on it, you know. But I don't know. I'm going to try to look through that tomorrow. And, you know, hopefully get back to doing, you know, the regular videos on Tuesdays for the Millennium Falcon build. And I'm probably going to try to do another farming sim video for you know, Wednesday of this coming week. So that will be what, the day before Christmas Eve. Christmas is coming up, and it's not, you know, it's gonna not really feel like Christmas for me this year. And I know last year I was kind of bah humbuggish as well. Last year I did not tolerate the cold weather very well. I was like, screw Christmas, bring back summer, you know, and so, but yeah, this year's, I mean, it's definitely not gonna feel like Christmas anymore without Dad, but, you know, at least not for this year. And, you know, it is what it is. I have to accept it, so I'm just gonna do the best I can, and, you know, hopefully, you know, be there for my family, you know, and try to you know, make them happy. And you know, that's what my dad would want. And of course, you know, everybody's asking me like, "Oh, come over for Christmas and come over this day and come over that day," and, you know, it's like, do I really have to be like 5 different places on Christmas Eve? And, you know, it's like maybe I have to choose like 1 or 2. It's tough, you know. It's so I hate saying no to family because I love my family. I love my family so much. And it's like, you know, I have to go here on Christmas. I got to go there on Christmas, and they're not even my fans. You know, they're just like YouTubes, whatevs. And so they just know me. I'm just Brad to them. You know, just a regular guy. And I pick up this log. Sorry. Got a little carried away there again. You know how I am. Can I pick this log up? Oh no. See a part that's not being trimmed. Why can't Okay, we gotta get we gotta get out and trim that. Go. Alright. I think we might just have enough time to get these logs in the cart and get them there driving down to the log station. Yeah, we'll have to come back in the next episode and you know, pick up these logs. Well, not pick them up, but, you know, drop them off at the train car. Come on, man. What's going on with you? So hard to see him. Here, like that. There we go. Come on, get all the logs. Yeah, I'll definitely be back with, you know, Construction Simulator, Build the Millennium Falcon. I'm going to have Fallout 4 coming. We also have a return to Grand Theft Auto 5, because I have a bunch of episodes that I recorded like 6 months ago that I've just never put out. And I know a lot of you guys like watching GTA 5. And so if you guys enjoy watching me play GTA 5, that's even better. Because then you'll have more to watch from me. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So, you know, stay tuned for that. We'll have that coming up. We will, I will, not we. And then, you know, we'll have, or I'll have, we, it's like, I am not just one person. I'm an embodiment of all my personalities. Yeah, I've got like multiple personality disorder. No, not really. That's just one of them jokes that I have. But no, I'll be you know, doing the games and stuff. No, we'll be doing the American Truck Sim when it comes out. That'll be pretty awesome. And oh, I haven't been using the farming wheel. Actually, I have a friend who says that he threw his away already. He said that the company that he bought his from, basically all of the ones that they sold have come back defective. Mainly, I think, cables pulling loose out of the system. I haven't experienced that with mine yet, and I hope not to. But it's definitely something I am now concerned about, because if you pay $300 for something, it should not at all do that. And, you know, SciTech, at least here in the United States, that's a very good warranty. Now, outside of the United States, you know, hopefully they would have a good warranty, but, you know, actually getting warranty, you know, the warranty's fulfilled, that's a whole nother story. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, I'm not using the farming wheel. I actually just got home like a little while ago from my dad's house, you know, trying to go through and, you know, just start taking care of, you know, what we have to take care of during these times and what's going on here. And so I just wanted to come on, do a quick video, and even though this isn't a quick video, you know, far from it actually. It's a full episode of Farming Simulator. But yeah, I just wanted to do an episode because, you know, it's been a while. It's, you know, and it was hard. It was really hard to kind of like, you know, when should I start doing episodes again? You know, it's like, you know, am I going to be a jerk if I just start doing episodes again? And, you know, I don't think so. Like, you know, that's what my dad would want me to do. He would want me to, you know, continue on. He never wanted me to worry about him. And let's see, northeast road to Lumberyard. Lumberyard drives the course. My dad would not want me to worry about him, and so, you know, I'm pretty confident that he would want me to continue on, you know, doing my videos and things like that. So, you know, it's not a difficult decision, even though yesterday was his memorial service. You know, doing these videos, and, you know, staying busy, I feel will help honor him. You know, I'm doing what he wanted me to do. He wouldn't want me to sit around crying all the time, or, you know, being depressed. And, you know, there's going to be depression. I know that. Gosh, I've already been depressed. But you know, with that type of depression, there've also been many things, many burdens that have been lifted as well. So, you know, I can only do what I can do now, and try to you know, honor him in a way that that he would want, and that means going forward, doing videos, doing everything that I can to, you know, make you guys happy and, you know, have fun and that kind of thing. So I'm so glad you guys understand. But yeah, I will be pumping out videos, you know, as much as I possibly can. I'm going to try to go back to my previous schedule with Farming Sim on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and Construction Sim on Sundays for sure, and occasionally on Thursdays. Build the Millennium Falcon on Tuesdays, and then Mondays and Fridays kind of filling in with Fallout and GTA and things, you know, other games. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going to be happening here in the near future. And we will, sorry about that, sorry for coughing in your ear. Christmas might kind of muck things up a little bit too, because we're going into Christmas at the end of the week. But we should get back to normal pretty quickly. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much again for all the support here recently. I cannot begin to express how much that's meant to me and how important it's been. It really has been a lifesaver. It really has. If you have not done so, please be sure to like this video. And please subscribe for this and many more. Because I think I've got a great channel. Hopefully I make good videos. I have relatively, you know, good commentary when, you know, people aren't dying and stuff. Sorry, Dad. Dad, sorry. He's gonna knock something over on his shelf. I can see it. But you know, it's just, you kind of have to have a sense of humor about these kind of things, and you know, it's not funny, but, you know, Dad would want me to be, you know, positive and try not to let it get me down. I know that. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't liked, please like, share, comment, leave me your comments, and we will see you in the next episode, I promise. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been Farming Simulator 15 Gold Edition. I am Brad M73, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now, guys.